Ancient Spirits of Evil, aka Matty Collector, has released this awesome MUMM-RA from the Thundercats toy line. Hey everybody, it's John James Hale again, and today I'm going to take a look at the Matty Collector exclusive figure for this Thundercats line, the MUMM-RA. Here you can see the temple where his sarcophagus was on the side here, and a little look at his face. Some pretty cool artwork on the box, nothing on the back. Has his emblem on the front. And there he is in his blister package. Very nicely done. Shows everything that he comes with and that's inside. I was really looking forward to this figure. And I still am. He is the one that I'm most excited about for this doomed Thundercats line that they put out. And he looks to have a lot with him. Nice staff. His sword without its blades, which usually they always kind of did with these figures. And with MUMM-RA they probably would have had the full weapon. Comes with two different cloaks. Not a whole lot going on the sides there. And, it does even have a little bio. A mysterious creature shrouded in a robe lives in a black pyramid in the dark corners of Third Earth, his native home. MUMM-RA spends much of his time pensively watching the Thundercats in his larger-than-life bubbling cauldron. Possessing his strong and sharp mind, MUMM-RA, by contrast, is a body that is weak and feeble, so his survival depends on him returning to his sarcophagus each day. However, he does more than just rest in his tomb. While he serves 4 ancient spirits of evil that have granted him with immortality, MUMM-RA, with his intelligence and cunning, is the mastermind of the mutants, controlling them to do his bidding in defeating the Thundercats. And there's the little Thundercats logo and the Matty Collector. He looks pretty cool so far. So give me a second here. I'll take him outside of the package. We'll take a closer look at MUMM-RA. Alright, here he's outside of his package, and right off the bat, I have to say his face sculpt is very well done, and I'm kind of amazed by it. So as you can see right there, it's very detailed. It looks very accurate to what Mumla's mummy form face looked like. You can see the wrinkles in his lips. You almost can see the frothing spit coming out of his mouth. The skull-like face, very nicely done. Right now he's wearing the more flowing cape. And he does come with the second one. All the wrappings on him are really soft and very well done as well. And I wonder if we can slip this over his head, or do I gotta pop his head off? Looks like I gotta pop his head off. Let's see if that'll come off easy. Real simple. Just take his robes off completely so we can get a better look at him. So he does, or is, very much a mummy. He's very thin and kind of emaciated. And all the detail on his wraps are very nice. They have this wash over them, which looks like they're in this very light brown paint, and then they went over top with even a lighter color, just washed all over him. And his skin color on his hands and feet and his legs is excellent. Let's see what kind of articulation he's got. He does have his head's on a nice little ball joint that goes all the way around, and doesn't really have that much up or down movement. And he does have your typical articulation in his shoulders, and even the wrapping doesn't really hinder that, which is nice. You can move them forward and back pretty well, and they're hinged. And he does have a single bend at his elbow, which works really well, even with his wrappings. And he has a swivel at his wrist, and it is hinged, so you can get some movement out of that, which is good. He has a swivel at the waist, no ab crunches or anything like that. He does have those ball jointed hips, which this soft pliable wrappings that I have does not really hinder a whole lot, so you can get his legs out there pretty far. They come up a little bit, and it does go back farther than they go forward, and they don't have a swivel in them, nor at the knee, but he does have a single jointed knee, which goes back a little bit, not as far as you probably like it to. It does swivel though, and he does have hinged feet that are on some crazy rockers. And we have his cape here. This is the more flowing one, just a solid piece of red plastic with a little bit of washes over top of it. Very nice, looks good. I would have to say that this little piece right here is pretty hard and sharp. Poked me pretty good while I was getting out of the package. Then he comes with his staff, which has some really nice details and sculpting work on it. Love the look on the face. Horns are nice. It's kind of the black with the red. There's all sorts of sculpting going on in this thing. It's all gnarled up. Lots of knots. So this piece I really like. Definitely think the staff is good. And let's see, it does fit into his hand just fine, and it'll help him stand. And he comes with his unactivated sword. It says it's a sword of Plundar, I believe that's what it was. And usually it'd have two huge blades that would come shooting out of the ends to help him battle Lino. It's kind of by itself. I don't know. It's a nice piece to have, but it's probably just going to go on the shelf somewhere, hidden, or maybe in a bag, so I don't lose it. And he comes with these two hands that you can swap out. So when you can give him two of these gesturing hands, or have him two gripping hands, and they are on those pegs where you just pull them out at the wrist and plug them back in. But I kind of like the set that he has on right now, so I'm going to leave him on. And then he has the cape that usually you've seen him in when he was just kind of wandering around. So pop his head back off and slide this one on. This is probably the one I'm going to display him in before I push him up all the way. Get his head back in there. This might be a little tricky to get this to pop back on. Once you get it in there, let's see. Ball joint in place, and if we push, it's hard to get a good grip on his head. I'll pull him down a little bit more, see if I can get my finger in there. Nope. Oh, come on, MUMM-RA, put your head on. If we can pull the hood back. Is it on there? It didn't pop, but it looks like it went all the way in. Alright, well, it's on there. And I do like this cape a lot, the way it covers and everything, and his hand does have access to come out, so he can still put his staff in his hand. Kind of blocks his face. Maybe we'll have to switch his hands out after all, unless we can get it to turn a little bit. That's not too bad right there. So when I was a kid, of course, the original MUMM-RA was a mail away. And I waited months and months and months and months, and he finally showed up. And he was really just a huge lump of plastic. And the only articulation he had was in the shoulders. I really liked the staff when I was a kid. This one definitely blows it out of the water. But they follow the same light very well. Red teeth, horns. Quite the upgrade we got here all these many years later. from this MUMM-RA to that one. I still did like using this figure a lot. It was green instead of the blue, so they definitely nailed that blue color. I'm really impressed by this guy. I really hope all of you didn't miss out on him because you chose not to subscribe to the Thundercats figure line, because he is a very well done. And there he is with Jackalman. As you can see, Jackalman is, geez, he's out of frame now. A lot taller than MUMM-RA in perspective here. MUMM-RA just comes up to his shoulder. He's being awkward and doesn't want to stand up there. And Lino, it's the same deal. Comes up to the shoulder. Oh, Jackalman. They're used to sitting on my shelf, which I think is a little bit angled differently than the booth and table here. So those are the ones so far that I have gone over that have been released. I do have Pumara and Panther. I'll get to them pretty soon. I do, as you've seen earlier, I did the Wily Cat and Cat, the San Diego exclusive figures. They all look very well together. I really hope that they get to continue this line because they are great figures. So far out of them right now, like I said, the MUMM-RA is probably my favorite. Again, thank you everyone that has subscribed. I've noticed the past week I've picked up quite a few subscribers, and it's very appreciated. I'm always honored whenever I look and see that my view count has gone up even 1 or 2 videos, or 1 or 2 views on videos that I've done, and it makes me smile every time. So you guys help my day out, and so if you enjoyed this at all, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for more videos. I'll be doing a lot more of these as I come along, and pretty soon I'm going to order probably my first SH Figure Arts characters that I found that I was surprised that they did and I'm really excited for. Anyway, that'll be a later video. So if you did subscribe to the Thundercats line, which of the figures so far is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.